Step 1, wake up early, gonna rise with the sun. Step 2, get some good, some food in you. Step 3, think real hard about what you wanna be. Step 4, everybody just do your thing.
Wake up, today's gonna be a good day.
Hey guys, welcome back, welcome to my channel. Excuse the wet hair because I have washed it this morning and I don't put heat on my hair, so that's why my hair is still wet. Excuse that. But as you guys can tell by the title, I am very late to the game, but we are doing it, and it is the mid-year freakout tag. Very late to the game. Very extremely late, but that's fine. It's all good. So far this year to the downfield minute, which is the day this goes up, I've read 121 books. So I'm happy. I think by the 6-month mark, I was around the 100. Towards like the end of June, I'd kind of like, well, mid-June, hit the 100 mark. But yeah, that's not the thing. That's where we're at for this so far this year. 121 books. I've had some goods, I've had some bads. Definitely been a fair few DNFs this year so far. But again, not the point. So I have my laptop, which has got the questions on it. I did add in a question. I don't know if I just missed it or if it just wasn't there, but I added it in anyway because it kind of goes off of one of the other questions. So yeah, I will stop rambling because that's all I've done so far this morning is ramble. I'm going to get started. So the first question is best book you've read so far in 2023. Now for me, it has to be Haunting and Hunting Adeline. It has to be both of them because I just freaking loved this duet. Absolutely fantastic. H.D. Carton is just one of my top authors now. So yeah, Haunting and Hunting will have to definitely be, without a doubt, the best books ever. This is, I will read the back because I don't want to mess it up. So the manipulator. I can manipulate the emotions of anyone who lets me. I will make you hurt, make you cry, make you laugh and sigh. But my words don't affect him, especially not when I plead for him to leave. He's always there, watching and waiting, and I can never look away, not when I want him to come closer. I didn't mean to fall in love. The shadow. I didn't mean to fall in love, but now that I have, I can't stay away. I'm mesmerized by her smile, by her eyes, and the way she moves, the way she undresses. I'll keep watching and waiting until I can make her mine, and what she is, I'll never let her go, not even when she begs me to. So, it is like a stalker romance, but please don't go into this just expecting a stalker romance because there's so much more. There is paranormal, there's crime, there's murder, there's mystery. Obviously, you do have your stalker, but there is so much more to it, and there is a lot of trigger warnings. So if you do want to go into reading this book, please do be aware and do read the trigger warnings. The author does do at the beginning, like an important note on each of her books where she will like list off stuff and make sure. And you know, she always sends it off with your mental health matters. So please do be cautious when you do go into them. But yeah, they were both 5 stars for me. I absolutely loved them. Next question is best sequel you've read so far in 2023. Now I've got 2 options for this one. There's that one. Where's the other one? It's here. So I have 2 options. First one I have is House of Sky and Breath by Sergio Massa. This is the second book in the Crescent City series. Obviously, I feel like everyone in the mother's read this book, so I feel like everyone knows, but I'm still not going to really go into it because I don't want to spoil it. Obviously, because this is the second book, I don't want to say anything too much, but can we just say the ending? And I can't wait for House and Flame of Shadows to come out in January next year because I am eager to see what happens. And then the other book is Things We Hide from the Light by Lucy Score. Second book in the Knock Me Out series. First one is Things We Never Got Over. Again, so this one actually follows Nash and Lena. So Nash is Knox's brother from the first book. He is a police officer. Lena's kind of like, I don't know what you want to call her. She's not necessarily a criminal, but she's also not, I don't know how really to describe what she does. I don't really know. She works for like a corporation, if I say the right words, it helps. I don't even think I still said it right, but we're going to go with it. And it kind of just shows their romance, and it does still follow on from Things We Never Hide, Things We Never Got Over, but just from a different perspectives and different point of views and stuff. So it's still good. You do still get more from this kind of from the story. Not the romance obviously story from the first book, but like the other parts of the book, like the kind of mystery aspect and like the crime aspect. You get more of it from in here. Don't think I explained that very well, but we're going to go with them. We're going to let annotations. There's a lot of them. That's how much I've loved this book. So yeah, moving on swiftly. New release you haven't read yet but want to. Now, I got this book like as soon as it was released, and I still haven't managed to pick it up yet, and it's breaking my heart. But I'm hopefully going to get there towards the end of this month. Without a doubt, should be getting there. And that is Some Shall Break by Imani. I freaking loved None Shall Sleep. Absolutely loved it. It's a YA thriller mystery following a two youths. They're not even like that young, but they like kind of are. Following two youths as they are brought in by the FBI to profile teen serial killers. So it's kind of it's like Criminal Minds. If you guys love Criminal Minds, these are the books for you, because it literally just gives me Criminal Minds vibes, because that's literally what the two main characters are doing. The only difference is obviously that they're like late teens, early 20ish, I think, like they're late teens, and the same as the serial killers are in their youth as well. So, and it's kind of that the FBI want them to profile serial killers, kind of get into the minds of them, figure out why they do what they do and what, so that then they can find ways to prevent other youths from becoming serial killers, to find the signs and stuff. So that's what it is. So we follow that in the first book, and then obviously the second book. Yeah, I can't wait to read. Am I explaining these things well? No, but we're going to keep going with it. Most anticipated release for the second half of the year is A Curse for True Love by Stephanie Garber. Have I read Once Upon a Broken Heart and The Ballad of Never After yet? No, I haven't. Is that the point? No, it's not. Those books will be read before the end of the year, which kind of links into another question. But that's most anticipated. Me and Moore are waiting for it so we can buddy read. And yeah, that's one that I'm looking forward to the most. Biggest surprise would be the Truly Devious series for me. So I read this for a YouTube recommendation video. So Olivia Rizalai recommended it to me. And yeah, I wasn't expecting to love this one as much as I did, and love the characters so much. It is the entire series. I'm only just picking up the first book instead of trying to hold them all. But I was very cautious on how much I would like it, because for the first 3 books you do like kind of follow the same mystery and the same crime. And I was very concerned on how the author was going to work it so that you were still intrigued and still loved the mystery and loved the crime and wanted to solve it with them. But the author did write it very well, because they added in other things and other aspects that kept you wanting to pick it up and keep going, which didn't necessarily then feel like the mystery was being dragged out too much. It just worked quite well with added bits within it to solve the final piece. So I really loved it. And then there's 2 other books that are kind of like, they are kind of part of the series and they follow the same characters, but they follow them with different mysteries. So Box in the Woods, they're solving like a summer camp murder mystery. And then 9 Liars, they're over here in England solving like a old crime from that. So I was very surprised to love this one as much as I did, because like I said, I was very concerned of like how much it was gonna, if it was gonna be written well, because how it's gonna, it looked like it would be dragged out across 3 books, but it did work really, really well. So yeah. The next question, which I kind of added in, which I wasn't sure, like I said, if I missed it or what, was biggest disappointment for this year, because it kind of goes off as a biggest surprise, biggest disappointment. Daisy Darker. Guys, if you've watched my reading thrillers for a week video, you'll know my thoughts on this book. Yeah, I was thoroughly disappointed with this book. I was expecting a lot more, because a lot of how people were like talking about it, I was like, oh, like the twist and the turns are gonna be really good. And I love Alice Feeney's writing, because I read Rock Paper Scissors and I loved that. But this one, yeah, it was very predictable. I kind of figured out how it was all going to go and who it was and what, pretty much from the start. There were some elements that were like, oh, okay, yeah, didn't quite see it coming, or I didn't see it happening in that certain way. Like I thought it was going to happen in like a different way, but it still kind of happened, but just a different aspect to it. But yeah, big disappointment for me. Big disappointment. Favorite new author, debut, or new to you? So these are new to me. Of course, we've still got to have our H.D. Carton. We love H.D. Carton. I'm going to be reading Does It Hurt soon. So I love this one. And I haven't read this book, but for the author, it's Renix. I read the Dark Verse series last month, I believe it was, with Moore, and we both loved it. And we can't wait for the 6th book to come out later. And then we are buddy reading Renix is Gothicana as well at some point. But yeah, so Renix and H.D. Carton are like my favourite new authors that I hands down grab. And newest fictional crush, Sade Meadows. It has to be Sade Meadows, okay? Me and Moore will read dark romances, and for some reason, we can't help it. And we're not like comparing, but when we're looking at the main male characters, we always compare it to like, what would Sade do? And not in like a way that it then disgruntles the main character. Like, we do still give the main character their credit, but that is, you know, just, yeah. But yeah, Sade Meadows. Book that made you cry. There was a few. Like, I could include House of Sky and Breath, because House of Sky and Breath did make me cry a bit. But one that really thingy was The Island of Missing Trees by Alicia Fack. I freaking love this book. Okay, so it goes back and forth in time from 1974 to decades later in London. What year was it in London? Did we find out? 2010s, late 2010s, in London. And it follows the same family, kind of, pretty much. It follows how, you know, I'm going to read the back because trying to describe it is not going to work for me, okay? So I'm going to read the back. In 1974, two teenagers from opposite sides of divided Cyprus meet at a tavern in the city they both call home. The tavern is the only place that Kostas, who is Greek, and Define, who is Turkish, can meet in secret, hidden beneath the leaves of a fig tree growing through the roof of the tavern. This tree will witness their hushed, happy meetings and will be there when the war breaks out and teenagers vanish. Decades later in North London, 16-year-old Ada has never visited the island where her parents were born. She seeks to untangle years of her family's silence, but the only connection she has to the land of her ancestors is a fig tree growing in the back garden of their home. So it goes back and forth time. Like, you also see perspectives from the fig tree, but this book can be breaking. Oh my god, there's so much in it that I just wanted to cry between the wars. There is a couple within it who are gay, two males, and their little story are bits that we find out of what happened. I was gone. I was fucking gone, because Alicia Fack is so good at writing such realistic things. Like, I mean, the war was the war, so like, you know, and Alicia Fack herself, I want to say, is she Turkish? I don't want to be rude. I don't want to assume. Yeah, British Turkish novelist. So that, her writing about Turkey and like Cyprus and stuff, that is her story. Like, that is her heritage and her culture and what happened and their history. And she writes it so well, but she adds in so much other life lessons and stuff within it. It's just, yeah. And so you need to read this, guys, because it is so, so good. I've got another one of her books on my shelf to read as well, but yeah, so good. Book that made you happy. I could have picked a few books, but I decided to pick this one up, which would be The Wall of Winnipegamy, because it did just make me happy. Like, the story, like, it's slow burn. Like, look at that. That is one thick ass book, and the writing isn't exactly big. I mean, it's not small, but it's not exactly big. But this story just was so good, and the slow burn was so good, and the endings and stuff, when they started communicating, I was like so happy and like in like my seat reading it. So I have to follow this one. So this is Vanessa Mazur knows she's doing the right thing. She shouldn't feel bad for quitting. Be an assistant housekeeper, fairy godmother to the top defensive end in the National Football Organisation was always supposed to be temporary. She has plans, and none of them include washing extra large underwear longer than necessary. But when Aidan Gray shows up at her door wanting her to come back, she's beyond shocked. For 2 years, the man known as the Wall of Winnipeg couldn't even find it in him to tell her good morning or congratulate her on her birthday. Now he's asking for the unthinkable. What do you say to a man who's used to get everything he wants? And it is, guys, it's so good. I'm actually really tempted to do a reread kind of soon because I loved it that much and I just want that feeling again from this book. So I could be rereading this again soon, but yeah, Wall of Wind for me, absolutely loved it. Fall in Love with Marianne Spire as well. Most beautiful book you've brought so far this year. Now, I've kind of split it down a little bit. So, obviously, we have the Crescent City series. Now, I do not agree with the fact that they are AI done. I don't agree with that. I have a lot of issues with that. That's a whole up story I'm not going to discuss too much. But you have to admit these are still pretty cool covers, and I love the wolf on this one, so I will give these guys an honourable mention for that. But I do also love the cover here of House with Good Bones, if I can speak, because I just love this girl on this here. It's only got the key on this bit, so like the naked cover isn't much, but like if we're talking just like jacket, like the sleeve, this jacket, that's the word I'm looking for, then yes. And the end pages are pretty cool as well. But if we're talking sprayed edges now, because this is what I mean, I've separated the book thing down. So for sprayed edges, I've gone for In the Lives of Puppets. Now, I absolutely love this cover anyway, like the cover is beautiful, but look at that. Look at that. It's the cover, it's there. Like that to me is absolutely freaking gorgeous. Like the detail with the house and like the tree house, it's just, yeah, absolutely freaking stunning. So go for those books. Now, the last one is, what books do you need to read by the end of the year? Now, all the books on my TBR, really. Really, those are the ones we need to do. But we're going to do, obviously, In the Lives of Puppets. I really want to read this book because I love TJ Klune and I love his writing. So we are going to be getting that one read hopefully soon. Another one, because I fell in love with Alexandra Bracken last year when I read the Darkest Mind series. So I really want to read Silver in the Bone. This is the first book in her new series. So I'm really, really excited to find out how kind of like the characters and the story and like how it's all going to go. And if it's, and I swear to God, if it's going to be left on a cliffhanger for the next book, I will not be a happy bunny because I don't like cliffhangers. Well, I do like cliffhangers, but I don't like them when I don't have the next book to ready. That was a ramble. Here we go. I'm going to read the book. I'm going to read the blurb. Tasman Lark is a hollower. In search of treasure, she breaks into the ancient crypts of dark sorceresses. I can't speak today, guys. I apologise. Now rumours are swirling about a powerful ring from Arthurian legend, a ring that could free her brother, Cable, from a curse. But they aren't the only ones who covet it. I really can't speak today. Jeez. As word spread, greedy hollowers start circling, and many were killed to have the ring for themselves. Tasman is forced into an alliance with her rival Emerus, the last person she wants to rely on. Together they dive headfirst into a viper's nest of dark magic and expose a deadly secret with the power to awaken ghosts of the past and shatter her last hope of saving her brother. So, that's that one. I can't speak. I sincerely apologise, guys. But yeah, so I'm excited to get this one. I must read this one for the end of the year. Obviously, we need to read the Once Upon a Broken Heart series, so the first two, and then obviously Crystals when it comes out. These are planned for buddy reads in October, so these will be getting read. But yeah, I'm super excited. I'm currently rereading Caravel, but I'm on finale now. But I'm really kind of reading that series and love it. You guys will see the vlog soon. But yeah, absolutely cannot wait to read the series. And then again, to round me off for Sarah J. Maas books, because ready for the third book in Crescent City to come out, I need to read the Friend of Glass series. I haven't read it yet. I've got the first book, but I do have them all on my Kindle. So me and Moore are actually again going to be buddy reading that at the end of the year. So Friend of Glass is a must as well. But yeah, that's kind of my mid-year freak out tag. Bit late, I know, but it's fine. Things happen. We keep going. But yeah, those are all the books that I have for those questions. Some recommendations in there. If you've read any of them, do let me know in the comments. Let me know as well how your year is going for reading. How you doing for your goal, for your Goodreads goal, or just a general goal that you have yourself. Yeah, let me know in the comments. I will stop rambling because clearly not my day, is it? So we're going to end it there, and I'm going to catch you guys in my next video. So don't forget, keep smiling, be kind, keep reading. Bye guys.
Wake up, today's gonna be a good day.